students, today in this video we are going to continue with the transformation of sentences. Earlier we did the conversion of simple sentences into compound sentences. Today we are going to do conversion of simple sentences into complex sentences. Students, now let's see the objectives first. By the end of this video you will be able to learn how to use subordinating conjunctions and how to convert simple sentences into complex sentences and vice versa. Now students, we can change simple sentences into complex sentences by using subordinating conjunctions. For example, that, what, who, whom, why, where, wherever, when, whenever, how, if, whether, etc. Students, complex sentences consist of one principal clause and at least one subordinate clause. Now students, there are three kinds of subordinate clauses, that is noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. So students, let's start with noun clause. Now children, what is noun clause? Noun clause does the work of a noun in a complex sentence. And whenever we are making a noun clause, normally the conjunctions that we use are that and whether. In noun clause, we have two subjects, two finite verbs and one subordinating conjunction. Now students, if you question the one part of sentence, the second part will be your answer. Let's see the first sentence. We heard of her failure. Now here, the first subject is we and first verb is heard. Now what can be the second verb? We can change the noun failure into fail. And what will be the second subject? Who failed? She failed. So our sentence can be, we heard that she had failed. Students, what did we hear of? We heard that she had failed. Students, always remember that in complex sentence, there are always two finite verbs and one subordinating conjunction. Here, two finite verbs are heard and failed. And subordinate conjunction is that. Now students, what is the principal clause and noun clause here? Principal clause here is we heard and noun clause here is she had failed. Now coming to the second example, I do not know the day of his death. Now again, in order to make complex sentence, we need two finite verbs. But here it is only one verb, that is know. And for the second verb, we will change the noun death into die. Now students, we can add a conjunction when because it is telling us the time. So what do I not know? I do not know when he died. Let's see third example. She hoped to win the first prize. Students, we need two finite verbs, two subjects and one conjunction. Now here the first verb is hoped and for the second verb we will change to win into will win or would win. Now as this is a past tense, so the past tense of will is would. So we will use would win and the conjunction we can use here is that. So what did she hope? She hoped that she would win the first prize. Next sentence. We all know the reason of his popularity. So students, what do we all know? We all know why he is popular. So we have used subordinating conjunction why and the two finite verbs in the statement are know and is. Let's see the last sentence. No one knows the time of his coming. So what does no one know? Our answer will be no one knows when he will come. Here we have used subordinating conjunction when and two finite verbs in the sentence that are knows and come. Now students, next coming to adjective clause. Students, what is adjective clause? An adjective clause describes a noun and it is placed immediately after the noun it describes. Let's see example number 1. He is a man of his word. Which man is he? He is a man who keeps his word. Now students, we have used the subordinating conjunction who and subordinating clause who keeps his word. That describes the noun man. So it is placed immediately after man. Here two finite verbs in this complex sentence are is and keeps. Now students, coming to the next sentence. A man of prudence is respected by all. Which man is he? A man who is prudent. So, a man who is prudent is respected by all. Again, here we have used the conjunction who immediately after man, which it describes. And the two finite verbs in the sentence are is and respected. Now, next sentence. A liar is seldom trusted. Now, which person is seldom trusted? A person who tells lies is seldom trusted. We have used here conjunction who. It is placed after the person it describes. And two finite verbs are tells and is. Let's see the next sentence. The reason of her failure is known to all. Now, which reason is known to all? The reason why she failed is known to all. Now, students, here why word describes the noun reason, and here two finite verbs used in this statement are failed and known. Now, next sentence. He told us the time of his arrival. Which time did he tell us? He told us the time when he would arrive. Students, here again we have used the conjunction when and two finite verbs are told and arrive. Now students, next is adverb clause. Let us understand how to transform simple sentences into complex sentences using adverb clause. And students, let's revise the words that we can use for different kinds of adverbs. For adverb of time, we can use when, whenever, before, after, till, etc. For the adverb of place, we can use where, wherever, whence, etc. And for the adverb of manner, we can use as if, as though. For the adverb of reason, we can use because, since, and as. For the adverb of purpose, we can use in order that, lest, so that. For adverb of result, we can use so dash that and we can use that. For the adverb of comparison, we can use as dash as or than. For the adverb of condition, we can use if, unless, whether. For the adverb of supposition and concession, we can use although, though, even if. Now let's understand with the help of examples. Now see the first example. You may go anywhere. Here we need a subordinate conjunction that tells us about place. So here for anywhere, we can use the conjunction wherever along with the subject and verb. So our answer will be you may go wherever you like. Here subordinate conjunction is wherever and two finite verbs are go and like. Now next sentence. At sunset he returned home. Here we are talking about time. So the conjunction used for time is when. The phrase sunset can be changed into when the sun set, where the sun is a noun and set is a verb. So our complete answer is When the sun set, he returned home. Or we can also write, he returned home when the sun set. Now next sentence. On seeing the snake, I ran away. Now students, here one action is happening immediately after the other. So we can use the subordinate conjunction as soon as. So our answer will be, as soon as I saw the snake, comma, I ran away. Next, he was absent on account of illness. Here, on account of means because of. And after because, we will use subject and verb. That is because he was ill. So our answer will be, he was absent because he was ill. We can also use as or since in place of because. Next sentence. Without your help, I can do nothing. Students, here we have a condition. And for condition, we use the conjunction if. So we can write if plus subject plus verb. So we can write like, if you do not help me, I can do nothing. Or we can also write, unless you help me, I can do nothing. Next sentence. The news is too good to be true. Here we will simply change TOO2 into so and TO2 into that plus subject plus cannot. So our answer will be, the news is so good that it cannot be true. Next sentence. Do it to the best of your ability. Here we can use the subordinate conjunction as dash as and the adverb well. So what will be our answer? Our answer will be, do it as well as you can. Now next students, now we will learn how to convert complex sentences into simple sentences. Now first of all, we will convert the sentence containing a noun clause. So our first sentence is, he admitted that he had done wrong. The first thing that we need to do is to remove the conjunction plus subject plus second finite verb and change the noun clause into a noun or a noun phrase. And here what is the second finite verb? That is done. So removing done, we can write like, he admitted his fault. Here we have changed he into his. Next sentence, he pleaded that he was not guilty. Again, we need to remove the conjunction, that is that, and subject he and second finite verb. So our answer will be, he pleaded not guilty. Here we have changed the clause he was not guilty into a phrase, that is not guilty. So our complete answer is, he pleaded not guilty. Next sentence. That you should be present is essential. Removing the conjunction that and using the noun form of present, that is presence. So our answer will be, your presence is essential. Next sentence. No one knows when he died. We will remove the conjunction when and subject he. And we will change second finite verb died into a noun, that is death. So our answer will be, no one knows the day of his death. Now students, next sentence. Tell me where your brother lives. Here the conjunction is where and we will remove it to make it a simple sentence. For where, we can use the word address. So what will be our answer? It will be, tell me the address of your brother. Next sentence. What he spoke on that occasion was unworthy of him. We will remove the conjunction what and can change he spoke into his speech. So our answer will be, his speech on that occasion was unworthy of him. Now students, next is adjective clause. See the example. First is people who work hard prosper in the world. So which people prosper in the world? We will use an adjective for people. Now which adjective can be used for the people who work hard? It will be hard-working people. So what will be our answer? It will be hard-working people prosper in the world. Next sentence. He is a man who possesses great courage. Students, which man is he? He is a man who possesses great courage. Now one word for describing a man who has courage. That is courageous. So our answer will be he is a very courageous man. Let's see the next sentence. He saw the place where Tagore was born. Students, which place did he see? The birthplace of Tagore. So our answer will be he saw the birthplace of Tagore. Next sentence. The man who wrote this book was a poor man. Now what will be the one word for the person who writes books? That is author. So who was a poor man? The author of this book was a poor man. Next sentence. Delhi, which is the capital of India, is situated on the Yamuna. Children, here we can convert the complex sentence into simple sentence by using a noun or a phrase in apposition. All we need to do is remove the verb and conjunction and use commas in its place, as in Delhi, comma, the capital of India, comma, is situated on the Yamuna. Here we have removed which and the verb is. Next sentence. This is the place where the rebels meet. Now, one word for the place where people meet. That is meeting place. So our answer will be this is the rebels meeting place. Students, here we have added apostrophe with rebels because it shows possession. Now next one. Time which is once lost is lost forever. Students, we can change the clause which is once lost into the phrase once lost and write the sentence as time once lost is lost forever. Here we have removed the conjunction which and the verb is. Now next students, next is your adverb clause. Now children, let us learn to convert complex sentences containing an adverb clause into simple sentence. We can use infinitive, that is to plus first form of the verb, or a participle, that is first form of the verb plus ing. Or we can also use prepositions like besides, in spite of, despite, etc. Let's take some examples. Example number 1. He was pleased that he had won a prize. Now why was he pleased? He was pleased because he had won a prize. We can use the participle here, and that can be having won a prize, he was pleased. Or we can also write like he was pleased at having won a prize. Next sentence. He is so exhausted that he cannot walk. Now students, whenever the conjunction so that is used in order to show degree, we can use to and infinitive to convert the complex sentence into simple sentence. Now here we will replace so with TOO and that plus subject plus cannot will be replaced by TO2 plus first form of the verb. So our answer will be he is too exhausted to walk. Let's see next sentence. I was wonderstruck when I heard her saying this. Here we will use infinitive. we have changed when I heard into to here. So our answer will be, I was wonderstruck to hear her saying this. Next sentence, we eat that we may live. Here again, we can use infinitive to plus first form of the verb, that is to live. So, why do we live? We eat to live. Now let's see next sentence. When he had finished his work, he went out to play. Here we can use the participle and we can write like, having finished his work, he went out to play. Or we can also write, finishing his work, comma, he went out to play. Students, here we can also write, after finishing his work, he went out to play. Now, the next sentence, because she was ill, she stayed at home. Here, in this sentence, at the place of because, we can use owing to. So, our answer will be, owing to her illness, she stayed at home. Now, students, this brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you have understood this. You have to solve the exercises given to you in your SNAP homework. Thank you.